Johnny Depp has long been known as one of Hollywood's most enigmatic and talented actors. But in recent years, his public image has been shaped less by blockbuster roles and more by deeply personal struggles. When Depp speaks about his life, career, and the storms he has endured, his words often carry a weight that resonates far beyond the film industry. They reflect a man who has experienced public judgment, private pain, and a long journey toward reclaiming his sense of self. His reflections are heartbreaking not because they seek sympathy, but because they reveal the emotional cost of living under relentless scrutiny while trying to hold on to dignity, creativity, and hope. Throughout his career, Depp built a reputation as an artist who valued expression over convention. He often described acting as a refuge, a place where he could explore human complexity and vulnerability without fear. However, the years of legal battles and public controversies took a toll that even his decades of experience could not fully prepare him for. In speaking about that period, Depp has conveyed a sense of disbelief at how quickly a life can be overturned, how reputation can be questioned, and how silence can feel louder than any accusation. His words suggest a deep sense of betrayal and confusion, as well as the pain of seeing personal matters transformed into global spectacle. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Depp's reflections is his repeated emphasis on endurance. He has spoken about waking up each day with the weight of judgment already present, knowing that millions of strangers had formed opinions about his character. Rather than portraying himself as a victim, he often frames his experience as a test of resilience, describing how he learned to endure emotional exhaustion while still showing up for his children, his work, and his sense of responsibility. This quiet persistence, expressed in his words, paints the portrait of a man determined not to be defined solely by his darkest chapters. Depp's comments also reveal the loneliness that accompanies public controversy. He has alluded to friendships that faded and professional opportunities that vanished almost overnight. For someone who once stood at the center of major film franchises, this sudden isolation was profoundly painful. His words suggest that the loss of trust and connection hurt more deeply than the loss of roles or accolades. In those moments, he has said, he was forced to confront who truly knew him beyond headlines and who was willing to stand by him when doing so came at a cost. Despite the heartbreak, Depp's reflections are not devoid of hope. He often speaks about art, music, and creativity as lifelines that helped him survive. Returning to music, painting, and independent projects allowed him to reconnect with parts of himself that existed long before fame. His words indicate that creativity became a form of healing, a way to process pain without having to explain it to the world. In this sense, his heartbreak is intertwined with renewal, as he learned to rebuild from the inside rather than seeking validation from public opinion. Another recurring theme in Depp's statements is the importance of truth and time. He has suggested that while public narratives can be powerful, they are not permanent. His words imply a belief that time has a way of revealing deeper realities, and that patience, though difficult, is sometimes the only path forward. This perspective does not erase the suffering he describes, but it frames it as part of a longer journey rather than a definitive ending. For fans and observers, Johnny Depp's heartbreaking words resonate because they touch on universal fears: being misunderstood, losing one's identity, and having to start over when the world seems against you. His story, as told through his own reflections, is not just about fame or scandal. It is about vulnerability, accountability, and the struggle to remain human in an environment that often rewards certainty over compassion. In sharing his pain, Depp has offered a reminder that behind every headline is a person grappling with consequences that extend far beyond public perception. As Depp continues to move forward, his words suggest a man who is still healing but no longer defined by heartbreak alone. Instead, they reveal someone who has faced profound loss, learned difficult lessons, and chosen to keep creating despite it all. In that choice lies the quiet power of his story, one that continues to unfold with honesty, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose.